Preparations for Pope Francis's visit to New York City in September have kept workers busy at Keck Group's church pew restoration plant in Middletown for the past 3 years.
Very excited to get St. Patrick's behind us.
We spoke with owner Bob Keck about the work at the Cathedral as he gave us a tour of his plant.
The pews get into the shop, they have the old finish taken off, and then we move on to the area over here where these pews have been stripped and they're ready to be prepared for finishing. We come to our preparation area, which is where we do repairs. We do sanding. We don't use belt sanders. We're not looking to make old pews look like brand new. Then we move along to the staining booth. You can see these pews are from St. Thomas More Cathedral in Arlington, Virginia. They start very late, and as you can see, the color chosen by the pastor is a deep red mahogany. Here we are staining the bare wood. We stain by hand, wipe off by hand. We don't spray. We don't mix any stain in our finish. Over here, we get into pews that have been sealed now. At this point, they get sealed and sanded, and then two further top coats are applied. This is our finishing room. This is simply a automotive spray booth where we spray 6 pews at a time.
Next week, they'll be making the last deliveries of pews and furnishings to St. Patrick's Cathedral in Manhattan.
After 3 years almost, we picked up the first pews from St. Patrick's on St. Patrick's Day in 2012. The main church now, the main nave and the sanctuary will be completed by September 1st.
Some of the detail work from the chairs and pews they were finished was amazingly ornate. 325 pews were sanded, mended, and stained, totaling about 4,000 linear feet of oak.
We finished the chair that the Pope will be sitting in September, and that's back in the church now because it was important to get it back quickly, so we did it in a week. These are side chairs that the Cardinal will be sitting in. These go alongside the main presider chair, and they're called presider side chairs. Very ornate. We found carvings in them from the people that originally did all this carving, which is by hand. So all these pews in this room will be loaded next week for the final delivery on the 10th. These smaller chairs are also up on the altar. You can see they're very ornate. This pew is out of the ladies' chapel. It's behind the main sanctuary, behind the sanctuary in St. Patrick's. And all of this furniture has been refinished to match the pews, which the color they chose. Over here we have all the kneelers. This is about 1,000 feet of pews that are ready to go back. Every pew in here is labeled from the position it came from, and every pew goes right back where it came from.
More than a dozen workers, including Keck's son Bob, a partner in the business, are divided into 2 shifts to handle that project, as well as the restoration of pews from St. Patrick's Old Cathedral in Chinatown.
This is out of Old St. Patrick's Cathedral in Lower Manhattan on Mott Street. This was the original cathedral. These pews are from 1843. This happens to be an old St. Patrick's screen that has had the paint taken off. You can see all the problem areas here. This dates back to 1850s. These are old St. Patrick's, all the pieces. We're getting ready to put them together now. We don't want them to put them together. These are the ends. The backs are up here. The seats are over here. We have to assemble these, and it's going to take probably 3 weeks to do.
Keck showed us how many coats of paint had built up over the years on the pews at Old St. Patrick's.
They have mahogany caps, pine bodies, and they were originally painted with 8 or 9 coats of paint. It was called hand grain. That's what they did in the old days. So this is a finish section, a strip section where there's no finish. You can see the solid mahogany cap and the beautiful pine body.
One of the eye-catching pieces of woodwork they're working on right now is a pulpit from St. Stephen's Episcopal Church in Richmond, Virginia.
We are going to modify it so that it doesn't have so many steps coming up. We're going to replace missing fingers like this broken off finger. So we're going to replicate that finger, attach it. This particular piece did not have the finish removed. They decided to restore it with our advice. So we've washed it clean.
And despite all the notable work at St. Patrick's, Keck still takes a humble view of things.
We're very fortunate right now to have more work than ever. We're very proud of where we've come from, and most of it has to do with our employees and the guys I work with. We're very excited to get St. Patrick's behind us. Looking forward to maybe seeing the Pope, but I doubt if we'll get there.
For Record Online, I'm Eric Liedman.